One of the terms you'll encounter pretty frequently in this course is the term primary literature. You will also read the term often that says systematic review. These are two different sources of information, and there's emphasis on being skilled in being able to understand both primary literature and a systematic review. Primary literature typically tends to be a research paper based on a research group's experiments or their findings. And the papers tend to look somewhat like this. So the influence of oral multivitamin supplementation on selective oxidative stress parameters and lipid profiles amongst Sudanese patients with type 2 diabetes. I don't want you to worry too much about the language. I understand that most of our students are not biologically inclined, and that's okay. The key thing to understand that in any primary literature or articles of that sort, what you end up finding is you see a lot of tables, such as the one that just popped up, which has data and numbers, which shows the difference between a study group or a control group. Or it can also have graphs, which essentially depict numerical information as a picture. The difference between a primary literature research or primary literature and a systematic review is a review typically has it's a compilation of a study involving a detailed analysis of several pieces of primary literature. A review, this is an example of your review on your screen, intermittent fasting and human metabolic health. Typically, data in review tends to be summarized information from all of the different research papers that the authors have read and written about. They will often have criteria for including or excluding certain kinds of papers, and that's usually in the introduction section or in the methods section where they describe what was included and what was excluded. Systematic reviews do not have numerical data, and they end up being more descriptive in what they're finding from existing literature. So, for example, this is some data in literature review or a systematic review. Systematic reviews may have exclusion or inclusion criteria for different kinds of studies.